Take two. I'm Jason.
And I'm Tedward.
We're the Cobb Fathers. We are our episode
14.
14 weeks in a row. Amazing.
Is that a whole season? How long is that?
Right? Sometime
Getting there.
like Netflix.
That's almost 15 weeks would be. Well, yeah.
Well, Netflix only do like 6.
I know.
episodes.
It's like a
We're
whole
way ahead now.
way ahead.
We'll thank our sponsor, Good Days Classic Cocktails. I'm drinking a port swing. Visit our store locator on www.drinkgooddays.com or on Instagram at drinkgooddays. We're in over 200 accounts in the state of Georgia, and we are getting ready to announce an expansion to a state south of us coming soon.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What's south of us? I think. What are we talking? Panhandle?
Talking
Miami?
North Florida,
Mid
Florida. Yeah.
All right. Tremendous. Tremendous. That's good news, man.
So speaking of Florida, you didn't go to Florida, but you were on vacation.
Yes, we were. For a few days, wife and I went to North Carolina once again, which is a potential retirement destination for us. So we went to the coast again. We're looking at basically all the barrier islands below Outer Banks down to Myrtle Beach and everything in between. So
Myrtle.
No, we don't want to go to Myrtle Beach. We do not like Myrtle Beach. It's too busy, too, congested.
North Myrtle, you go a little bit.
Yeah, north probably wouldn't be too bad. We're just north of there. We were in Southport this time, and Southport/Oak Island is really where we were. We stayed in Southport, which is a cool little maritime town. Great bars and restaurants. Some decent nightlife. I'm assuming. It was obviously in April, so it wasn't exactly slammed. Golf carts, right? Golf cart friendly there, which is cool. I went to a couple of breweries, had some great seafood. So yeah, super cool town. And we looked at some kind of,
in-town places.
In-town places, and we looked in some just outside of it, out in the suburbs, if you will, and some golf communities and some things like that. So we'd like to do a little bit of golf, a little bit of beach, kind of be able to do both. So it was very conducive to that, very close to both. No lack of golf courses there. There's plenty of that. Weather was great. Nice. Windy, but beaches are wonderful.
Did you play golf?
We did not play golf. We went to the beach. We never actually sat and got out and did the whole beach day thing because it was just a lot going on. And went to a lot of bars, beach bars, and the piers and things like that. Kind of checked out some historical stuff there, and just basically took it all in and see if it's a good fit for us. Which it's definitely on the list for sure.
The list,
yes.
So you're that's your spot. No going anywhere else. Panhandle, Florida, Gulf Shores.
Yeah, she's not crazy about Florida. Yeah, I would probably still look over in Alabama.
I think the Gulf beaches Shores are far better.
Yeah,
prettier.
These are pretty good though. In the crystal, what do they call it, the Emerald or Crystal Coast.
Is it Crystal or Emerald?
Yeah, maybe both. Either way, they're very very good. Again, it's strong surf. It's the Atlantic Ocean, right? It's different than the beaches. The white sand beaches and green blue water.
At the Gulf of
America, right?
Yes.
In the Gulf of America. Very good, very good.
It's been officially changed, you know that.
Yes.
On the maps. If you Google
it is. It's a thing.
I didn't know it was that easy.
Yeah, it's a thing. He can just make it happen. It's amazing. I gotta go get a new globe, I think.
Yeah. I know. All those damn atlases that we have, right?
Yeah. So let me tell you about one thing. We'll come back down Southport and whatnot, but I'm gonna tell you right now. We went, our dinner last night was at a, kind of a nicer place, one of the nicer places there. I had prime rib. Chris had some mahi, and or group rice, sorry. Very good, nice tableclothy place. But I had a Southport sidecar, right? Made with whiskey, right? And I swear to God, Jason, they stole your recipe from the heater.
They didn't steal it.
It was, you might want to look into these people at this restaurant. They may have just been serving me heaters. I don't know. They were delicious. It was in a rimmed sugar, glass.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Martini glass. Oh, tremendous, really, really good drink. But I was like, as I'm sipping it, I'm going, damn, this tastes just like a heater.
Hey, man. Well, that means we made a good drink.
You made an app. That's what I'm saying.
That means
a great drink. This was one of my favorites that we had during the trip there. So, yeah.
Did you do more liquor?
We did, a little bit of both. I went to a couple of breweries.
What's the breweries there?
Local stuff, there was literally Southport Brewing, and there was another one called Voodoo. Or
cool, wow,
yeah, cool town, and we're looking forward to visiting there again. We're still a couple of years away, but we'll definitely keep this one on the short list, as they say.
I mean, you acted like prospective buyers, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We act like we were ready to purchase. So they were, they were drooling all over you, right? Let me drive you around.
Drive you around.
Oh, yeah.
We'll throw this in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh, they're already trying to sell us on these. Yeah. Come on back for a weekend. And,
they might need to do that.
the whole, yeah.
You know,
the whole 9 yards. Yeah. We're like free agents at this point, right? You're shopping ourselves around, trying to get the best.
what a lot of places available.
Yeah, I mean, the place we looked at was huge, and there was some, some inventory, but it was not new stuff because that one's already been built out. But it's really Brunswick County is what county it's in, and the folks that we talked to, the locals and some of the realtors, were like, "This place is just blowing up, right? It could be, another Hilton Head or another,
So
Myrtle or something like that." So I mean, they're widening roads. You can see all this new retail going in and stuff. So
it's booming.
So it's booming for
my buddy Fred, he built a house in Wellington.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is just outside.
I don't know exactly
This
where.
is about 40 minutes.
So he loved it. He moved like
south or southeast of.
He's already been it's their house forever. So
yeah.
I think he moved about a year ago. He raved about it.
Have to ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. Well, that's awesome.
Yep.
I mean, while you're vacationing, I don't know what I did.
Yeah. Well, I got about 1,000 emails, so I got a bunch of shit to do tomorrow. But whatever.
Well, that's why you can go on vacation.
That's right.
Well, while you were, did you catch the Final Four, the championship game?
Yes. Yeah. As we expected, both those matchups turned into phenomenal games, right? I mean, just ups and downs and comebacks and collapses and
I mean, good Lord, no. Houston I think they folded again.
I felt, yeah. I mean,
Duke did a far worse folding than
that Duke collapse was unbelievable, against Houston. But you can't just give it, or you can't just ride Duke about it until you collapse.
But Houston stayed in. They didn't give up.
They didn't give up.
They just, but man,
10 minutes with 33 seconds up, something like that.
They were down by 6 with 38 seconds.
Yeah.
No, they were up by 6 with 34
the
seconds.
steal, yeah.
I mean,
the steal on the inbound.
How do you not but also run a play, burn clock?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Duke's got to make those free throws too. They had an opportunity to really ice that game.
Amazing, right?
And they didn't make the free throws. So, and then
they're free.
They gave it to Cooper at the end, and he's the guy. He knew he was going to shoot it, but
he had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
But that Houston game was amazing. Going back, Colin Sampson's done a pretty good damn job there. What has it been like in the final 8?
He's got 5 Final Fours, right?
I mean, he's had bad luck
wherever he's been, Oklahoma.
He's built a powerhouse there.
He has.
Now I don't know how long he'll stay around, but
he's 69, so I don't know how long he's going to stay there for. But yeah, I mean, he put them back on the map, right? They were on the map a long time ago when we were kids. Right?
Yeah,
and he certainly has brought them back. So yeah, no, good. Hats off to them. I really was rooting for them against Florida. I wanted to see them kind of.
Clayton had a shitty game.
Yeah.
Think about that. Yeah. Like Florida, that just shows how good they are.
Sure.
How deep they were. That he's their best player.
Yep.
And they kind of shot.
It's just
he looks like he's 12 years old. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
Yep.
But now we move on.
We do. We look forward to. I'm already looking at next year's rosters and things like that. And what's going on?
Well, I can't even look until the portal shit happened. I mean, Alabama lost a couple of good players. They gained some players. I don't know.
Yeah, the point guard from Georgia going to UConn. See that? The guy.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So that'll
look out. UConn.
That's it.
I mean, look, they got
3 5-stars.
They should be. They should be.
As good, if not better.
Well, they should be better.
Yeah, they're far too early polls. Excuse me. Top 10 for sure. Some top 5 I've seen already. So way too early to even talk about it. So
I know, but it's always fun. But now, we got Braves. We got the Masters week. We can jump in either one. What you want to do?
Let's do Masters. Right? Here we go,
man. Yeah.
I didn't watch much today because we were in the car. I did see Rory's kid make a putt. That was pretty funny.
I didn't see any of it.
She's like 3 years old or something, and she just basically tapped it, and it, took off down the hill.
I mean, they're not surprising. They're already playing. The par 3 is actually great to watch.
What are the good matchups or the pairings, I should say?
I didn't look those up.
Yeah. Those are always fun.
They usually do.
Past champions with. They always have some. Pull that up while we're talking about it. The pairings are always cool to see. They'll put some of the old timers together.
Usually the first day they kind of put
some of the Europeans together, but some of the ones that the real headliners, they'll put them together with some They'll put Scheffler with Rory or something like that. I haven't really seen yet.
So we got Zach Johnson with Kim Young.
Yeah.
No. That's I don't know who Highsmith is. Who's Highsmith? I don't
don't
even
know.
know. Nothing yet. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Burhan Langer,
Yeah.
who is a dominant
Yeah.
senior player
Yep.
playing with Salvatores.
That dude is fit, man. For a guy who's
Langer?
60.
Oh, and he can hit the ball still.
Yeah.
And Zalatoris,
Yep.
he's finally maybe recovered from his injury.
Yep.
You got Freddie Couples with Harold. Is it Harold English? Harry English? I don't know who that is.
Who's Scheffler playing with?
He must be late. Oh, this is a good one. Mordecai with Neiman. Neiman's is one of the kind of got Phil Mickelson with Bradley. No, Phil Mickelson and Jason Day and Bradley. That's solid. This is look at this. Justin Thomas and Scheffler.
Wow. Yeah.
And some amateur.
That's going to be, yeah, they usually do that too. But the amateur
Yeah.
is the defending champ. So, yeah.
Kim, Spieth, and Hatton. That's a pretty strong threesome.
Yep.
Finau, nobody. Yeah, I'm told Thauble, he's an old, and he's kind of just fucking.
Buzzes, yeah, he's kind of disappeared. I mean, he had his run, right? Now he's just playing it out, I think.
Dustin Johnson, he'd be nice to see.
DJ, yeah.
Be nice to see him come back, but I mean, he's got it made.
How many of these guys are? I know you're watching it. What, season 2 of Full Swing? Right?
Yeah.
Who are the characters in that?
I haven't finished. I've only watched one episode.
Oh, okay.
So Brooks Koepka is playing with Henley.
Yep,
that's pretty good. Shoffley, ooh, this is a good one here. Adam Scott, Shoffley, and Hovland. That's a really good one.
Hovland's been playing really high level.
Oh, Aberg, McElroy, whatever. Patia, DeChambeau, Matsui, and Lowry. That's good. Rahm, Clark, Fleetwood, and then the Gala, Straka, and Burns.
It'd be fun to watch. I mean,
yes,
So,
obviously the front runners, I have it in order of the odds.
Yeah. Okay.
So Scheffler and Rory, top 2 guys.
Yep.
Morikawa, Bryson, Rahm, and then Xander.
Yep.
And then the sleepers, not really sleepers, these are next guy. Neiman, Thomas, Spieth, Koepka. So who do you like? I throw jotting down some.
I like Oberg, right?
He's been playing really good.
Yeah. I think
he's had some really good tournaments prior to that. Last year he played his ass off.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the guy that I would say is gonna probably make some noise this week if I had to guess.
Are you doing any?
I haven't looked yet. I mean, I might see if I can get in some tomorrow, some kind of pools or whatever. I'm sure the office will have something going on. Like I said, I've been out, so they may be running that already when I get back.
I'm definitely a big fan of Bryson. I like Brooks too. 2 live guys. Yeah. I think Thigala and Finau, they've been playing really well so far this year. Wouldn't shock me if they would get in the top 10 or even, maybe on the leaderboard. I love Phil. Maybe he contains for a day. I don't even know if he'll make the cut.
Yeah.
But he does play well at the Masters, even at his age.
There's always a couple guys though every year that you just like play out of their minds. Remember Freddie a couple of years?
Oh, yeah.
Tom Watson.
Yeah.
I mean, guys that just come out of nowhere and you're like, what is going on?
Phil won it 6 years ago when he was 50.
And then you see those guys who were like, nostalgic picks that you think, oh, these guys are great. I'm looking forward to watching them. And they go, plus 14 and they're done and, out.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he usually one of the first, usually day 1 or 2 he plays really well. And he might make the cut. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a past champion and he knows the course and he knows where to hit it and where not to hit it. So he's a magician with the out of trouble stuff.
Oh, I mean, yeah. And he's still, I mean, I know he let to live, but he's still a crowd favorite. People still like him. He engages.
With the whole, merger of the two.
Why is it taking so long?
I don't know why it's taking so long. The courts or contracts or whatever it is, TV. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So now it's sort of like everyone's sort of in limbo. Do we hate each other? Do we not hate each other? Right? They did for a long time. Rory said a lot of things.
But you can't blame those guys. Well, someone tomorrow said, I'm going to pay you $500,000 a year, a 3-year contract.
Yep. And no cuts, right? You can wear shorts, right?
I mean,
yeah. I mean,
and you're going to not work any harder.
Yeah. What's the English guy who was in season 1 of he was an interesting story because he was of that age where he's like,
oh well, hey, he was the older guy.
Yeah, I'm not playing, I'm not in my prime anymore, but I'm not a senior. You're like that in between.
Yeah.
He's a tweener. And you get those guys who are 40 plus, they're not old enough yet to get there. And he's like, hey, I got family to feed. I got,
Oh, it was generational. I mean, he said it like, this is money that's going to take care of my family for generations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, we're all free agents.
Sure.
And, the best thing it did happen, it helped the PGA. It made it more money for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, most of the players. I know they do certain tournaments that they only play the top 30, but it's beneficial. And you know what? The PGA needs this merger to happen because they need the money.
Yeah.
They don't have the infrastructure to keep raising it.
Oh, that's why they had to give in on
Yeah.
this whole thing
Yeah.
because they didn't have the money to stay in courts forever, and the Saudis could have
And
just sued them to
Yeah,
oblivion.
you got tons of, billions and billions of
Yep.
dollars behind it. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice if they get this thing done because I would like to see, you know, I mean, most of the players my favorite players are on the live tour.
Sure.
And it's not like I'm turning on the live every week either.
I don't watch it at all. 'Cause
You
I
know?
don't know how to watch it. To be honest with you,
It's on Fox.
What's it on?
Now. It's
Is
on
it on Fox? Okay.
Fox Sports.
I know the first couple of years it was like only streaming, and then it was on like the.
But they only do like 12,
Yeah.
10, 12 tournaments.
Yeah.
So, like, I missed it. I do like the format a little bit. Should be 4 rounds, though.
Yep.
I like
rounds,
more
no
swords.
cuts, and guaranteed money.
The
Yeah.
team thing is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it, kind of juices it up a little bit more. And you know what? I don't think it's a bad thing. They all start at the same time.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is that a bad thing?
Sure. Shotgun
I
start.
mean, you
we
got
do it all the time.
technology today. You got people all over the course.
Yeah.
And then they show a replay right there. Big deal.
And y'all get the same weather then too. That's the crazy part, or the wind, right?
Yeah.
How many years have we watched the British Open where the guys who started in good weather
They fucking
post low scores?
Yeah.
Wind picks up, rain picks up, and those poor bastards in the second half of the day are fucked.
Yeah. I
Right?
mean, I think there's a lot of things that
Yeah.
if they did this merger, maybe they should. And I think the PGA guys like the team thing.
Yeah.
Especially if they can kind of
Yeah.
make their own fucking team. So
Look, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure we'll have it on at the office. Yeah.
I know I'm
Screens here and there.
trying to figure out how I'm gonna
Right.
watch it tomorrow. I got not a crazy day, but
Yeah. I mean,
rather
the
watch it.
coverage is still the same, though. They won't really show it on CBS until late in the
you can watch it on your phone though.
Yeah, you can watch
That's what I'm
the
gonna be doing.
Masters app and stuff like that.
So,
yeah,
I mean,
we'll have-
last thing, my text me. He's like looking for good days. I'm gonna
Yeah.
happens first.
but he's at the Masters?
He's
Oh, wow.
taking some customers.
I don't
so.
really know anybody who's going. Saying you.
I
Yeah.
thought I had a chance, and I probably could have. I just didn't want to
Yeah.
push it. I'm just too damn busy.
Sure.
I mean, the thing is, getting there is fine watching it, but like, do you come home? You can't. You can't get an Airbnb.
No.
You can't get a hotel.
No.
You can't do anything.
So it's funny. Yeah, my in-laws. It's a racket for all those folks. They live in Aiken, South Carolina, which is just
30
over the
40
border. Now you can get to Augusta National in like 35 minutes from their house. So they live on a big golf course community, and a lot of folks rent their house out.
Yeah,
No, they pack it up for 2 weeks, right?
make
So
like what, $5,000?
easily, and it pays for some of their golf for the whole year. So
That's
they're like,
pretty nice.
they just go visit their kids or do whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, people come in, corporations mostly come in, rent the house, have some clients stay there, and then boom. And
We should do that here. I
We
mean, we
should.
got great
Are we-
attractions.
are
Right
we close enough? Yeah.
I mean, go to the Kennesaw State.
we go to
the mountain-
Kennesaw State, Kennesaw Mountain.
Oh yeah,
We're close to Braves, right?
yeah. I don't think it's going to work, but but if you want to just rent your house, instead
People
of
do
selling it.
Yeah.
You can probably get $3,500 a month easy.
Yeah. Well, plus these baseball tournaments, all the things that
Yeah.
come WBA stuff that comes to Atlanta. I know a lot of people who were, renting out their houses for those weeks too.
Dude, I was drove around. I was up in Lake Point around there today. Golly, they built so
Yeah.
much. Besides what was already there, so much stuff around there now. There's a bowling alley.
Is
You know
there?
that?
No.
There's a fucking
I mean,
But why not? Well, all those
Yeah.
kids, they're like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
When you're not playing baseball
Sure.
or volleyball or basketball? They do all that stuff. So
Yep.
it's called Publix Field now,
Is it really?
or Lake Point.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole. I didn't know that Publix, but
The group that started that,
Yeah.
Bobby Croc. They lost a ton of money.
Sure.
It was a total. They thought they were going to get what's the big baseball thing?
Perfect game. Yeah.
The one-
Perfect game was there, but then perfect game pulled out.
What they thought they were going to get all these huge tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, they still do, but like more national. Like it was going to be like what's the one in up north, Cooperstown.
Cooperstown,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. I think they were thinking that was going to happen.
Sure. But the problem is, I don't think they were not the only ones who thought of this. Right?
They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
There are recreation. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it used to be that you went to Cooperstown when you were 12, right? You might go to Myrtle Beach to some of these Cal Ripken things.
And the Panhandle, we went to
Yeah, in the
Gulf
Panhandle.
Shores,
Yeah, with Gulf
and-
Shores.
and
There were, pockets of places, but now they're
They're
all
everywhere,
over
right?
the place. I mean, Hoover, right over in Alabama now.
Is that a big
was the
one?
Thing. It's a very big one, right? Which where they play the SEC championship game at the
Oh yeah.
event.
It's
And
May.
there's a complex there now, which is the same thing. A bunch of turf fields and you play at the local high schools and whatnot. So all these major metropolitan areas are starting to kind of pick up on that and say, hey, there's a lot of money in youth sports, right? And these clusters are popping up all
Such
over
a
the place.
rip-off.
Yeah, some are well managed, some are not so well managed. So
I mean, you just like what happened? I mean,
I know we talked
rec
about it.
rec leagues are wrecked.
Yep.
It's sad, and Jacob played travel, and like he's like rec level or a tad above, and we're
Yeah.
paying fucking
Yeah.
$5,000 to play baseball.
Yeah, it's ridiculous now.
I mean, your son was a better player, but you still pay.
Yeah.
You're dealing out the same amount of money.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, I don't know. It's a business now.
Oh, it sure is.
And if your kid is not the one that's good, they don't give a shit. They just want your money, and they'll just concentrate on the people who are the better players.
Yeah.
Oh, we want to do some. I mean, it's like a racket. I remember. Oh, we can do lessons for Jacob.
Oh, that's part of it, right?
We'll just do that. I'm like, how much more money are you going to take from me?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's it too. Some of these bigger organizations, it's like a Ponzi scheme where they have their A teams are the ones that they really care about. They get the best coaches, the most attention, the biggest tournaments and whatnot. Then you have all these B, C, D, and E teams underneath them that basically funnel money up to them. And then, the A team, the coaches get paid the most, they get the best players, and then they bring kids in from all over the place, right? That, you have no idea where they're from, right? So you look at the rosters and you're like, how does this team have 25 kids from 14 different states, right? It's unbelievable. Right? And none of them are paying to play in that tournament. They didn't play to be on that
NIL.
They just pulled these kids in because they need pitchers, or they need a big bat, or they need a catcher, or whatever it is. And they're pulling guys from all over the place. So, and you got these organizations combining together, making these fucking super teams. I mean, it's nuts now. I mean, all these kids who think like, oh, we're a good team, we're gonna go and blah. And I always tell my friends who are just getting into travel and whatnot, I said, if you're from the same zip code, you're doomed. If you got 14 kids from like maybe 2 or 3 different high schools, but you all live in the same town or adjoining towns, you don't have a chance. You don't have a fucking chance.
You're done.
Because once you get past like the local tournaments and you start playing in anything that's multi-state, you get these teams like this that are just like they steamroll you because they got kids that are basically professional players. They bounce from tournament to tournament to tournament, and then they combine together and they pull the 3 best kids from 6 different teams. And
it's kind of bullshit.
yeah, and then you're not playing. And then all of a sudden, the kids who thought they were going to be in the A team are now on the B or the C team,
and then they're
for that
demoralized. They don't know how to handle it.
And you're handing out jerseys in the parking lot, and
yeah.
you don't know what team you're playing for that week,
$100,
or even in the same tournament. Like some of the kids who are POs, they're on multiple rosters because you can do that as long as you don't pitch the kid. So you mark them down on multiple rosters. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And then when whoever does the best and gets to the playoff and maybe gets to the Elite Eight or the Final Four of that tournament, now they pull all those kids who haven't pitched yet from their other teams, and now they've got all the pitching in the world. Where other teams are spent.
Yeah.
We are spent. All of our pitchers are done. We threw all our great arms to get to that Elite Eight.
But that was the whole point, though. Like,
right? Yeah.
I remember we would go to our travel tournaments and we'd go and make it to the semis, and I'm like, shit, we got to pitch.
Yeah,
we got
nobody left. Yeah,
we got or we're gonna hold back, Owen.
Yeah.
And hope we make it to that next game.
Sure.
But most of the time, we just kind of you got to throw your best pitch. Whoever's left, you got
whoever's
I'm glad. It was fun. It was great. We had great families. We had people loved me. I mean, the alcohol guy, right?
You're right.
So, but
I have great memories. I mean, I don't have ill will towards it at all. It's expensive.
I did have an explosion once.
Yeah.
On the coach. So we were late.
Yeah.
Because of me.
Yeah.
Not because of my son.
Yeah.
And he didn't play him. And I fucking went bullets. I went to the bar, had a couple pops, came back.
Yeah.
And
that's always a good
idea. I ripped him. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You just remember when you had a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one that messed it up.
Right.
It wasn't his fault.
Right.
Because I would tell him, when times when Jacob would, I'm like, yeah, don't play him. It's fine. But man, one of the dads had to pull me back.
Yeah.
Fucking irate. That's a fucking little punk ass coach at 30 thinking he's fucking badass.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a chance to win anyway.
Right.
And I'm like, come on, he put in a worse player instead of him. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Poor son. Oh, anyway, maybe he doesn't remember.
A lot of drama.
Well, this rolls right into our Braves.
Braves. Well, let's see. Let's give a quick score update here.
Yeah,
1-0 Phillies. So, yeah, I guess last week when we talked, they still hadn't won a game, correct?
Yeah, they were.
That's right. They were 0 for, and they were during last week's session, they were up. And then they gave that one away right to the Dodgers. So since then, they've come back. They had opening day, huge win opening day, 10-0. You and I were both there. Tremendous game. Lots of fun, lots of drinks, turn the season around, blah, blah, blah. And then promptly lose the next day 4-3 to the Marlins. And then get rained out. So they go into the Phillies series 1-8, right? 1-8. Part of me is like, well, okay, we're getting the catcher back, right? Yeah, we got Sean Murphy back. Got to have Acuna back here, as soon as possible. The bats picked up a little bit of health, right? But
I mean, the lineup's still pretty bad.
yeah. Well, I mean, they got the first game under their belt, which is good. They tried to give it away. They came back.
Oh my God.
Yep. Got it done. Got the save. 7-5. Game 1 against the Phillies. So game 2 right now.
Basically a bullpen game. We got going.
Yeah,
I mean, Holmes will never go more than 5-4.
Right.
So he did okay.
Yep.
And now we go to our bullpen, which is very shaky.
Yep.
And I think we've actually had the same amount of hits or a little bit more maybe than the Phillies. Look, here's what, Murphy, yeah, awesome.
Your boy Sean Murphy.
I mean,
talk about it.
good.
Talk about it.
Good. We should.
First game,
Let's go.
3-run bomb.
They still got another 120 more.
I know.
But I'm glad everybody's like, why is he wearing glasses? Well, he was wearing fucking contacts before.
But now he's got the specs. See that? Everybody else had them on today. No, I'm kidding.
So
there was a funny meme I saw today on the way back. It said everyone on the Braves today, and they all had.
I mean, look, it's like he wears contacts, so it wasn't like, oh my God. He just, all right, fine, whatever works for you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we need him because
we'll see. Maybe this is a sign that this is his breakout season. I don't.
Well, we said it, but said it last. I think we said it last week. No 0-7 teams ever made the playoffs.
Yep.
You can't keep falling behind. This is the first place team, right?
It is. Well, look, game 1 sets the tone for the series. Right now, the Phillies are like, oh shit, we got to sweep the next 2 games to win this. So I mean, look, it's 1-0 right now. 1-0. We can win this series, right? We split with the Marlins. We could have beat them 2-3, but we got rained out. You lose to the Dodgers, get swept by the Dodgers, swept by the Padres, but you split with the Marlins and win the Phillies series.
So look, okay,
come on.
But again, people were like, we lost to tough on the road.
Yeah,
Marlins. Okay, their record was above 500, but they're not that good. That lineup, we were at the game. I'm like, I don't even know any of these players.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to look, I want them to do well. I'm a huge fan, but I'm just saying if they just kind of do this, why can't they win 7 games straight?
They might.
Because they lost 7 games straight.
Sure.
Or 8 games, whatever the fuck it was. I'm not saying they can't, but that's what we need. And I just don't know if this team has it in them to do it. To even win. Yeah, you win 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. You do that. You do that for a month. Okay, maybe you're close to 500, but you still might be 10 games back. I mean, it is a tough row to go. And part of me is like, hopefully they turn around and make a run to the playoffs. But I'm telling you, if it could be a selling season.
Could be sellers at the All-Star break.
I think so.
Trade deadline.
I think so. I mean,
we'll see.
Hypothetically, I'll give Ozuna leading the league in walks.
Yep.
Give him credit. He's getting and has our best.
You see the home run get robbed?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Too bad.
So he might be the guy, one of those guys for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Trade him at the deadline. And then I think
I'm not ready to stick a fork in him yet.
I'm not, but I'm just thinking ahead. This is a fact. This team hasn't done anything in really since the World Series. They get to the playoffs, they fold. It's the same kind of players. Maybe it's time to just shake the whole thing up and get rid of some of the key players, and maybe you just rebuild the pet.
You're ready to rebuild already. Unbelievable.
Well, look, I've been a Braves fan my whole life. I watched that 14-year run. They won division title.
That's true.
They won 1 fucking World Series.
Yeah, that's true.
At least they made it to more World Series.
Yeah.
But dude, this is the same kind of thing that our boys. There's Jacob's. I don't know who one's favorite team in baseball is it.
Yeah.
So they're going through the same shit.
Yeah.
I'd rather that just fucking tear it down and bring it back up. And I don't know. We'll see. If they go if they're fucking 3-15, you can't keep doing it.
Yeah. That's
and Snedeker might. You're not gonna fire him, but he might as well just retire.
He's already talking about it, right?
He's gonna retire after the season.
Probably it's right?
And AA didn't get the picket, but man, I'm not. AA's he's done a lot of great things, but maybe getting these long-term contracts weren't really the best thing to do.
Save them some money, but they didn't do anything in free agency in the offseason this year. So
And they haven't really done a lot, really.
No.
I mean, Murphy was supposed to be a really good move, and I'm not saying it hasn't been as well received as it should have been.
No, he's been nicked up.
And Matt Olson is solid. Don't get me wrong, but I would much rather have Freddie Freeman still here. He's fucking Hall of Famer. He's still the best fucking first baseman out there.
I don't know. I like Olson. I like Ole.
If he can't get a fucking average to 240 to 250 and start hitting home runs, it
Yeah.
doesn't fucking matter. That's what you're paying him to do.
Sure.
He doesn't need to hit 280,
No.
but he's supposed to hit 30.
260 with 40 home runs and great defense.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
and his defense is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
At times, you're like, what happened? So, I don't know. I mean, hopefully they turn it around.
1-1. Braves.
Who hit a home run?
Braves just scored.
Maybe had a home run.
What happened? What happened? The RB.
Oh my God! There's an Arcia sighting.
He's 2 for 3. He's at 263 now.
Oh my God! Bring him back.
Look, after what we talked about last week, you rattled off all the averages, and now several of them were below 100.
Oh, come on.
What I'm looking at today, there's only two guys that are under 200. Everyone else is 200, 230, 260. Obviously, Sean Murphy's hitting 6.
I mean, the team's hitting like 230.
Yeah, but in the last couple of games, right?
Okay.
You know,
Well, I mean,
right.
I mean,
now that 10-0 win with 17 hits,
I mean,
that helped. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, if you continue to hit as poorly as you are,
Mhm.
you should all go back to Richmond
Right.
or whatever. Richmond was old AAA.
Yeah, it's Gwinnett.
Gwinnett.
Yeah.
Go to Gwinnett, bring them up.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, that's how old I am.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So, hey, let's go. 1-1.
Yep.
You know, come back. So
2-1. 2-1.
What was
As we speak.
Is that Harris?
Harris. Yep. You got hit too.
See, that's the guy.
Yep.
Him and Riley to me are the guys that really need to turn around.
So 2-1 end of 6.
So, oh gosh, bullpen.
Well, we'll see.
Well, you win the night, at least you win the series.
Exactly.
That's what you need.
That's it.
That's what you need.
You got to build on that.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to build on that.
What I didn't look at college baseball. I meant to look at that today. What's
George is killing it, right?
they're not number one.
If they're not number 1, they're top 3
Yeah.
for sure.
The SEC's got what, like 12 teams?
Same. So I don't. You know,
Let's check it out.
some of the teams that were, obviously Tennessee's there, right? Arkansas is there. Vandy is slipped up the last couple of years. I don't know if they're kind of gone by the wayside. They had a, long-standing, power program.
They used to be really good.
Yeah. They haven't done a whole lot in the last.
Maybe this NIL is killing them.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Georgia is just destroying it this year.
Oh my God, I didn't. This is baseball. Here we go.
Yep.
Arkansas number 1.
Yep.
Texas, that's SEC. Look
Yep.
at this. LSU.
Yep.
Clemson, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Georgia. Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean,
Auburn, Alabama down here.
The top 10 is chock full. But always it's that way.
Vandy's 17.
Are they? Yeah.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
18.
Hey, look, Tech's got a very good baseball program. That's a fun place to go watch games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably could get some tickets.
I saw a dude hit one a couple of years ago off the center field, friggin' camera box up there. It had to be 450 feet. It was
That's
unbelievable. But it's a cool place to watch a game, especially at night when you see the skyline behind it.
It's beautiful.
I
Well,
mean,
like watching a football game.
Yeah,
Nice. I mean,
yeah.
it's not, it's not like being at Georgia or Alabama, but dude, it's solid, bro. But well, I might go to the SEC whatever playoffs in Hoover.
The tournament, yeah.
Yeah, I might be going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's definitely on my list of things to do. I mean, that's a whole day thing. You get the day session, the night session.
yeah,
But it's like 6 games in the first day and the second day. I mean, it's some of the elimination things are one and done. There's play-in games where you're one and you're out. I think Georgia actually lost last year in a play-in game, but then everything goes to double elimination after that. So it's a fun, long, 4 or 5 days, whatever.
you've never been?
I've not. So we got to play over there when Owen was in travel. Got to play on that field, but we've never been over to the actual tournament because we were always playing,
Right.
in the summer. So now that he's done, probably should.
They bought. Oh no, I'm flipping on some tickets, free tickets. Maybe you guys can come.
Yeah,
how's
good.
Piedmont doing?
Good. 19-9. They just swept Covenant, so they're doing well.
Is that a monastery?
No, but they are a religious school. They don't play on Sundays, so you have to do your 3-game set Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a doubleheader Saturday. So, Yeah, Covenant's up in, is it Lookout Mountain, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
You would fucking know more than me.
Yeah.
So, all right, before we get to the heater moment, let's
Yep.
go with the snack.
Snacks.
So I know you made a stop.
I made a stop today on the road, right? So let's walk through this, right? So, first of all, gas prices were very inexpensive over at the beach, which is I was very surprised.
265 I filled
I
up
paid
today.
263 today. Yeah.
So 260. I mean, it's going. I see now 295 was the high. Of course, because oil has dropped.
Oh yeah, it's less
I
than
mean,
60 bucks a barrel.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's 57. Might
Yep.
be by tomorrow. Might be down to 52.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But I was just surprised. Usually when you go to the beach, they gouge you, right?
Well, I
The
mean,
closer you get to the water,
but
all of a
by
sudden,
but
yeah,
by mid-May, prices will etch up because people.
we travel and they take advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so
but they don't make money. I'm like,
yeah, no,
educate you.
I know. I got you. I got you. I know all about
gas
that.
stations don't make shit.
Well, and the states who have the tax advantages, or they don't tax it as much, are the ones who are typically.
We have one of the highest
Carolina,
tax.
South Carolina is typically very, very low gas prices. But we're in North Carolina and at the beach of all things. And anyways, we had some good gas prices over there. So I know we sound like boomers. So
So where was the Buc-ee's?
so yeah. So on the way home, we stopped at Buc-ee's. Everybody knows Buc-ee's. If you don't know Buc-ee's, you should check it
Which
out.
one did you go to?
We went to the one in Florence,
Oh,
South
Florence.
Carolina. Because yeah,
Okay.
where we went, we came 74
Yeah.
to 95 for a little bit, down to where it meets with 20, and then boom. home.
And the lines were outrageous.
No. So
What?
Well, on the way there, we passed it and we didn't stop because it was Saturday. We're like, screw this. It's Saturday. It's spring break. We're not going to stop because it's going to be insane. And it is. And we have made that mistake before. It's cool to go. I love the food there. I always pick up a bunch of things, blah, blah, blah. It's, hey, let's stop at Buc-ee's. It's fun. But on the weekends, it's especially that one in Florence. Holy crap. On weekends, it's absolutely nuts. So we did not stop purposefully on the way there. But on the way back, we said, well, it's Wednesday, midday. Probably won't be so bad. And it wasn't. It wasn't. You pulled right in, gas, food, blah, blah, blah. So everyone knows everything about snacks over there, right? Great beef jerky, right? The little, what are those balls, right? The beaver nuggets, right?
Oh yeah.
Beaver nuggets are nasty to me, right? They're way too sweet. It tastes like a corn pop, like
They're like
cereal.
sweet,
but
sweet.
I can eat a few.
like-
Nasty might be a bit over the top,
They're
but
like-
they're okay. I'll eat a few, but I can't eat a bunch of them.
You don't like Boston baked beans, then?
I do love baked beans
those
a
are-
lot.
Boston baked beans.
Yeah.
Not baked beans you make on the.
Yeah, no, love it. Love
Big fan of those.
Yeah.
I could devour those. Right
Yes, but yeah. So I stopped today and got trail mix, because I always get trail mixes when I'm there. So this one, a lot of different flavors over there. Buc-ee's. This is sweet and savory. One of my favorite ones, right? There's a really good peanut butter one, like a peanut butter nut mix, where they have like little peanut butter cups in it, and they have like
Oh
a
yeah.
traditional one with like M&Ms in it.
So no
There's-
chocolate in there.
There's no chocolate in here. There's some spicy one or some really spicy ones, and then there's some kind of Cajun ones or whatever. I mean, it's probably 6-8 different flavors. And it's cheap. This bag was $3, less than $3. Like
Trail mix is expensive.
trail mix is expensive.
You go to Target, you buy those bags.
It's
like
$8,
$8.
$8 or $9. This at Buc-ee's, right? $2.79 for this, right?
Let's go.
So sweet and savory. This is a little bit, obviously, a little hot and a little sweet. So we'll see.
We'll see.
This is one of my favorite ones over there. Kind of a good for me.
Buc-ee's is a unique shopping experience.
Unique experience for those of us who are watching from the north who haven't been. You should go.
It is like it is
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
I mean, a little hot, a little sweet, a little salty. I mean, kind of covers all the bases there, right? Now, the nut ratio in this, probably,
I really like these things.
yeah. I like the little crunchy things in there.
What are those called?
There's some corn in here, like corn nuggets.
What are those things called? These things.
Well,
Forgot what these were called.
sesame sticks,
Oh yeah,
honey roasted sesame sticks,
like the.
corn nuggets, almonds, toffee peanuts. Toffee. I think any toffee in there. That would be really sweet.
Where here?
Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me dig one out.
it's not super sweet though.
No, but good, solid, right? Sometimes I like the hot stuff. Sometimes I like the sweet stuff. This one's kind of right in the middle.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about it.
All right,
I will,
I put my rating down.
Did you? All right.
I give it a 4.2.
4.2. I went just under 4 at 9. Because it's usually bedlam in there. And I get kind of annoyed at them.
So,
Today wasn't so bad. But snack wise, pretty good.
well, here's the deal.
Yep.
We've had peanuts the last 2 weeks.
We have.
They're pretty solid here.
We've gone through a lot of nuts.
Could eat the shit out of those.
So yeah. So of course I got, ended up spending $60 in time. It's like going to Costco. You go in there. I mean, $60 worth of food, drink, snacks, Seasonings. I got a couple of seasonings there.
Seasonings. You got
Oh.
too many already.
I have a fucking cabinet full of seasonings, but I cannot stop buying them. Right? It's sickness almost. And I told Chris on the way in, I was like, I'm not going to buy any. And of course, I went and bought 2.
You do have sickness in that.
Yeah.
We
But they're cheap. Again, it's really cheap in there. They sell Danos in there now. I got a couple of different brands of
well, those are good.
a Meat Church guy. He's in there if you don't follow him. But the actual Buc-ee's brands are pretty cheap too. Like $3.
You get a jerky.
I did not get jerky, right? Jerky is really expensive.
Outrageous.
It's not so bad in Buc-ee's, I guess, if you're a jerky connoisseur. Look, jerky's one of those things. If somebody's got it, I mean it, right? You get it a lot. A lot of score. Still 3-2 Phillies.
Yeah, bullpen.
Yeah.
That's why you should be fired. If your team keeps losing, they can't afford to lose, but they're losing because you did nothing to add to the bullpen. You let 2 of the best bullpen guys go. And like Minter was hardly any money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
That's right. So,
All right. So,
you can spend a lot of money in there, is my point, right?
I mean, I go there, but I don't like it. I don't like going there when it's busy because it's just aggravating.
Yeah.
So,
Look, people go there for the bathrooms, right? They're world-renowned bathrooms. They're the cleanest fucking
You're right.
bathrooms at any gas station you'll ever get to.
Mhm.
And they're clean constantly and run really well. But the place is an absolute fucking machine. They're printing money, these people, right?
the best thing is nothing against these the truckers. No truckers. It's just cars only.
Yeah. Well, they got their own station at some of them, but it's separate.
Did you see any EV charging stations?
I did.
Because they have a lot.
There was an entire row. There were 2 rows actually. There were some off-brand ones, but they were probably 20 Tesla chargers in that one at Florence. And I don't think they were there over the summer last year when we went there. So we drove in the same way, and I was like,
So we're a
those
lot of
look
people
good.
charging up for now.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of Tesla folks,
Bunch of Uber drivers.
probably, yeah. But it wasn't like, packed. But again, the whole station.
We got like 10 at the Avenues.
Yeah, there were a bunch there.
All right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, it's good. Some people they'll go crazy with that. It's like Disney World to some folks. They got the Buc-ee's shirts, they got the Buc-ee's hats, they got the Buc-ee's belt buckles, they got the plushie dolls,
So,
the fucking
yeah.
I mean the pillowcases, the whole 9 yards. People are in there with shopping carts, and I'm just like, good lord, man! I just want some snacks and some food and take a leak and get on the road, right?
So I was at pickleball. We had a rain delay. Only half our matches got done on Monday. So I watched the other ones today. And one of the guys I know, he's got a whatever big old cup.
From
Buc-
Buc-ee's, yeah.
I'm like,
They make their own pickleball sets now. I saw them in there today,
I'm good.
like paddles. It's the beaver, man. I mean, I know some people who they love the beaver like they love Mickey Mouse, right? It's kind of creepy to me.
No, it's weird.
Like, what are you doing? I just want the food.
Again, I get annoyed people wearing Disney World
Yeah.
shit all the time.
Trust me, there were people in Buc-ee's shopping for stuff while wearing fucking Buc-ee's.
I mean, they have a great product, great format.
Yeah.
They're building a lot of them. They were just in Texas only and all over the place now.
What's funny is that I have typically said they don't have the best price gas either, which doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, if you got, 80 pumps out there, you ought to be drawing people in just for the cheap gas alone, not just the bathrooms. But today, pretty cheap. Yep. So they were cheaper than the stations right outside of there, which is usually not the norm, but maybe they just lowered their prices. So anyhow. Yep. Stopped at Buc-ee's as usual, and yep, it was worth it.
They're putting a
I got the banana pudding.
They're putting a Buc-ee's on Cobb Parkway near us.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm at 75, obviously.
Yeah, it's actually in a weird spot. I can't remember where. I remember it was someone telling me about it, but it's not like right off the highway.
Really?
Maybe they're coming in. And
That seems odd. Yeah.
Well, in Texas, they're not just off the highway.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah, that's where they started. So
Yeah, I knew they started there.
So when they started, it was like a normal gas station.
Yeah.
Like normal size.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden they came up with this massive idea.
Yeah.
To be the grocery store.
It's basically Walmart meets Walmart meets
Yeah.
PT.
Yeah.
That's the kind of clientele you get in there too. It's interesting. People watching. You can get food for your deer stand. You can get your gas grills. You can get
anything, dude.
all sorts. I'm surprised they're not selling ammo and guns yet. And well, they do sell tobacco. They sell dip and stuff. Not cigarettes, I don't think. Maybe they do. I don't know.
They might. So
Yeah.
All right, good snack. I'm all in on that. All right, the heater.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Before we get to the heater moment, this was unbelievable today. I got to show you this. So on our trip, in fact, I think this was right after we left Buc-ee's. We found Bigfoot. right? I'm a big fan of Bigfoot, like, the lore, right? Always watch those shows when I was a kid. I'm sure you did too, right? Is it real? Is it not real? I don't know. I think it might be real. So this picture I'm going to share with you right now is, and I'll share it for our viewers. Right? Let me see if you guys can see that. That is the back of a trailer on I-95, I think right after we pulled out of Bucky's, and that is legit a 10-foot statue of Bigfoot.
That's
Right, strapped to the back of this guy's trailer,
That's
and
amazing.
he's pulling with his truck. It was unbelievable, and everybody who passed this guy was taking a picture or video or something like that. I mean, look at the size of that thing. So I think this guy like goes to the campground, right? Drops his trailer, sets up his shit, right? What does he do? Unstrap this and you know,
Sets it up right in front.
I guess so. It's that is fucking massive. I don't know what that thing's made out of, but you can see he's got like the pool noodles holding it down here and
That's pretty
stuff,
solid.
strapped to the back of it. It's crazy. Yeah.
He should.
We found Bigfoot today.
Hopefully, maybe he's got a YouTube channel or something. Check him out.
I don't know. I don't know.
I may look up Bigfoot.
Yeah, trailer, right? Trailer strap.
What's the license plate?
Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can get that off of there.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Good idea.
What state is he from? Do you think Bigfoot?
Florida, of course. Of course he's from Florida.
I mean, those people are
True. We can get the plate here, so
We can run a.
see if we can run that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we got a cop friend somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Funny.
wild. I don't know.
You never know, man.
All right.
There is a vast wilderness out there in this country. There are areas that just have been
Maybe.
we passed some on the way down, and I'm just like, we drove through some fucking fields.
You mean places where you can
In
kill
North
somebody?
Carolina, where you could absolutely kill somebody and nobody would know about it. We're driving for miles and miles through basically just they carved a road through, as far as I can see. I mean,
I
for
bet
miles,
there's some true crime going on there.
dense forest with no in or out, no other roads, no nothing. And then of course some absolutely clear cut, massive farms down there, which I don't even know what the hell they were growing down there.
What's going on here? I was driving through the rural areas of Georgia.
Yep.
Why all these damn
Solar farms?
hell?
Yeah.
They're not growing any fucking food
So yeah,
anymore.
so my buddy,
So what are they getting? Are they getting money from the government?
They are.
Shit.
They are.
More money than they would be farming.
Yes.
And what happens when that shit
so-
doesn't work?
So this is exactly well, it's guaranteed money. They don't really care if it works or not. So my buddy's running through the same thing. He has timber farming, right? So he's got land that's family land, and they do just pine trees, right? So, you get a yield every 10, 15, 20 years out of that, right? I mean, obviously you got to replant trees and regrow them. So aside from that, that revenue that he gets every 10 years, 15, 20 years, they do use it for hunting themselves, and they
Correct.
also use it for, people can go and do that for them. And they might till some of that and do some cotton or do some other crops or whatever, but for the most part, it's trees. So when those recent storms came through, the
Well,
the tornadoes,
Couple
right,
months ago, yeah.
right, a couple months ago, that came through that part of Georgia because he's down in South Georgia. His family land is down there. They lost a bunch of trees, right, and some of it's insured, but it's not insured for nearly what they would have gotten
if it's sold.
if they had cut the timber. And once it's down, it's not considered, like, I don't know, valuable anymore if it's already down, which I think is odd. It's like if it fell down yesterday on its own, couldn't you go cut it up? Blah, blah, blah. But he said getting the people in there to come and harvest it on your schedule is a lot harder than on their normal schedule. Anyways, so they ended up having to burn a whole bunch of it, right? So he lost a lot of that, got some insurance money from it, but not a whole lot. And now they're all being approached by solar, right? To say, hey, we're gonna, what the story was like, it's like it's like a lease, on your land, but they give you 5 years of, they control the land for 5 years. Like they decide if they really want to do it or not. They're just trying to gobble up this land. So at first you make a little bit of money on your land for their use. It's like a usage charge. Then they have 5 years to build it out or make their decision if they want to do it or not. And then you start getting paid after that. And yeah, I mean, that's, you're leasing your land. He said what he made in timber, he can make 3 times that in solar. Now,
But
if after 5, once they start into it and they start actually building it and doing it, then they say, now this is going to be a 20-year lease. But I think for the first 5 years, it's like a, maybe kind of deal, something like that. They're popping up properties and trying to figure out where to put these things. So and then he said what he can do is he can actually charge them back to maintain it, his own property. So you got to cut the grass underneath it and around the thing.
Right,
You can't
yeah.
just let the grass grow up.
Right.
You have to clean them, right? The solar panels. So he's like, I can also make money now, being basically the caretaker of this as well. And they'll contract that right back to you. So he's like, I can make X amount of dollars cleaning this. They're using my field. And then after the end of 20 years, it's his choice to have them stay or go or, whatever they want. So it's like basically a whole tree cycle now that would have taken him to regrow new trees to where they were, bountiful enough to produce a
So
yield.
how much energy are we getting
Yeah.
out of that?
He,
What are they doing with it?
I mean, it's
I mean,
powering towns around there, I
is it?
suppose. I mean,
I don't
the
know.
problem is with solar is you can't, there's not enough batteries on the face of the
Yeah.
planet to store it.
Yeah.
So it's only good for what you're using it
Yeah.
for at that time. Well, what they're saying is that you can take the solar and you can add it to the grid and it saves during those hours where it's actually sunny and it's working. It saves the fossil fuels from having to be, burned at that time, right? So basically it's a timeshare thing. So at night, you're running, natural gas or,
Right,
or
yeah.
coal or whatever your other heat sources are in your area. During the day when it's sunny, they flip the switch and you're doing it with solar, right?
Well, they're popping up.
No doubt.
And I'm like,
They're hideous.
and they used
They don't
to
do
be,
anything to the
there used to be
environment.
farms that used to grow shit.
Sure.
And I guess that's what they're doing. And I'm just wondering why we're not growing more.
Well, for him, it was he didn't want to do it, but he's
Yeah.
like, look, my crop is fucked now, which is trees.
Yeah.
So he's like, I lost all my trees, so I can either start over and have 20 years of wait, right? Or these guys will come in and make me, it's a back-ended deal, right? So get some money up front, and then if it does produce and they want to do it, now he's got 20 years of consistent income that can turn into a lot more money than he would have made off the yield. And he's only doing it for part of his property, the part that got affected. The rest of it, he's keeping trees.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, don't they stage those trees like
oh, sure they do.
how they do it? So
Yeah.
it's like Christmas tree farms. Like
Right.
they're all different
Yeah.
sizes. So
Yeah. I can have him on the show, and we can talk to him about it.
that may be interesting.
Yeah.
I want to hear
what he's doing, and yeah, it's a fascinating topic to think about.
like I was in California visiting my aunt a couple years ago in the windmill farms. But the funny thing was
They weren't spinning. Yeah, that's exactly it.
it wasn't spinning.
At least, I guess, at least with solar, if the sun's out, you're making it.
Yeah.
Right? But if the sun's out and you got wind power, doesn't mean shit unless it's windy, right?
I mean, they didn't move.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Oh, those
and
things.
And this was not just 5 of them. There were
Hundreds of them. Oh, those things are. Yeah.
And I'm not here to I just
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's obviously subsidized by the government.
Sure.
Which is that really the right thing to be doing?
Right.
If we're trying to rein in spending. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we're rolling a heater moment. We'll keep this calm and collective.
Sure.
Big news is obviously you have to be hiding underneath a rock if you don't know what's going on with the tariffs, the stock market. Today, at least on this day, is it Wednesday? We had a bounce back.
We did.
The tariffs have been on, they're off, this and that. I mean, the ping pong effect, which is affecting the markets, right?
Sure.
Obviously, that's not what the real game is on the tariffs. It's trying to bring back some industry back to the United States.
Yeah.
Can't bring it all back. It does not, and it's not really feasible just cost wise, but leveling the playing field to have an equal playing ground on tariffs with other countries.
Mhm.
So
Reciprocal.
well, or
get in line.
how about this?
One of two.
So I'm not going to bring up the big, huge, major. Look, I know there's basically we're having a massive fight with China. That's the only one he didn't change. He upped it to 125%.
Yeah.
Sure, tomorrow China will raise theirs to 150%,
Sure.
which is very dangerous for small businesses or any business in the United States. In the short term, we'll see where it goes long term. But I read last night, so we import beef from Australia.
Yeah. I read this.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, but they won't let us export
None of it.
meat to
Yeah.
fucking Australia.
Yeah.
And how is that fair? Let the consumer decide
Sure.
if they want to buy our meat or those companies or
Yeah.
distributors.
All sorts of agricultural products.
Right?
Right.
Right? I mean, so that's not even.
Yeah.
And and the
So,
way
I'll jump in there. In North Carolina, right? I was just reading something while I was down there, and it was on the news down there too that the shrimp farmers, right, are thrilled with this, right? Because now these tariffing countries where imported shrimp comes from, right? Now they're on a level playing field where they can say, now we can start,
shipping our shrimp.
shipping our
or selling more of
Yeah.
our shrimp in the US.
selling it here in the U.S.
Yeah.
rather than have to compete against farm raised Vietnamese or.
I mean, most of the shrimp, like I'd have to look. I buy frozen shrimp at Costco. You
Sure.
probably do the 2 pound
Yep.
bag.
Yep.
It's definitely not from the
Oh,
United
sure.
States.
Like all sorts of fish products,
Yeah,
tilapia. I mean, you
yeah.
hear all about these things, these fish farms over in, a lot of them are, quasi safe, a lot of, lead and, mercury, things like that. And so it's a bit of a, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's not balanced.
Unregulated.
It's what's
Well,
unregulated. It's not balanced.
yeah,
And look, people got to understand our previous leaders of this country, Congress and presidents, and this is 40, 50 years in the making,
sure.
let this happen.
Yeah, no doubt. We created this monster.
And now it's pain. Look, I'm not happy what the markets are doing, and I'm always rooting for America, and I want this to work, and I believe in some ways it's going to work, in some ways it may not work the way we want. Like we can't make clothing here.
Sure.
Is it you want to buy a T-shirt for $100? This shirt we buy for, they make a little bit of money. It's $25. This shirt would be $100. You're not going to buy that T-shirt for $100.
Sure.
Unless our incomes go.
Well, it's American cotton, right?
Well, I don't know.
Grow
Actually,
cotton,
we have to look.
Could be, right?
We're not quite sure. I don't know.
Right.
But so on that aspect, you have to be smart. Like I think we've talked about this offline. Bring pharmaceuticals, bring back semiconductor.
Mhm.
As much not you bring everything back and bring back steel. You're winning a lot more than we are now.
Yeah.
We should not be letting other countries make our pharmaceuticals, especially our supposed number one competition
Mhm.
wherever, or you could say enemy. I'm not going to say enemy
Sure.
because the people in China don't know what the hell's going on. It's the people running the country.
Mhm.
Those people are, I mean, they'll starve their own country.
Sure.
Look, they might have it. They may starve their country before they give in on these tariffs,
True.
which is effed up. But so anyway, so the thing is, I only brought this up because the markets have been shit. They've been shit since November, really, in reality. And my buddies were texting me, look at that. And I didn't know why it went up today because he rescinded some stuff, put it on delay.
Oh, it's a roller coaster for sure.
And
Yeah.
I hope news comes out, real negotiations come out in the next week or two with countries. I don't give a who it is.
Yeah.
And we're moving forward. What I don't want is 90 days from now, we're doing this thing again. And I think it will totally backfire if we're not.
I think some countries are getting in line. There's a bunch already that have rescinded their tariffs to basically come and level the playing field. There's a lot of jockeying to get in position to be that next player that, hey, if this really goes to shit with China, hey, I'm Vietnam, or hey, I'm South Korea, or hey, I'm whoever it is, we want to be the ones who fill that gap. Right. A lot of that going on.
And we're going to need that because we can't bring everything back. And it takes time. It's not a 3-month turnaround.
Yep.
One of the companies I'm consulting with, the price of one of the components we're using went from 30 cents to double. Like that didn't sound like a lot, but when you start bringing that down and what we're trying to do at retail, it just bumped the price up $1 a unit. That's a big deal, what we're trying to do. So it's a balancing act. Like I worry about, because I have a business. We got to buy aluminum cans, and we're going to be affected.
Yeah.
Now we're not going to do anything in the short term because we're hoping things kind of level off and we won't have to worry about it. But we're going to eat the profit.
Yeah.
Like we can't afford to eat it. Most companies can't eat the profit, especially if they're doing startups. So that's the thing I worry about. And I'm being selfish because I'm living it. So, but there's a lot of people in my position that are going to be living that, and they're scrambling and they're panicked.
Mhm.
You're in the IT.
Well, I think it's IT. I mean,
Same thing.
We talk about it every meeting, every Monday morning meeting we have, every meeting with customers. We're having to do a lot of repricing, right? Companies some are staying put, some are moving more aggressively to raise prices proactively, and then are they going to roll those back?
That's the problem.
That's
They don't. They don't.
They came out hard and heavy early and said, "Hey, we're going to have a price increase because of the tariffs." Are they blaming it, or are they using it as an excuse? Are they hedging their bet?
How much can they keep raising?
Yeah,
because we're already.
And then what happens now? So like he paused it for 90 days. Does that mean those prices are going to go back down for 90 days? I know that they're gonna give in on that. So it's
I mean, it depends where you're getting the product.
Well, and exactly, it's not as if one product can't come from multiple sources, right? You get source things
if you're getting the
other
China,
vendors. Yeah,
stuff's going up.
Sure.
If you get from Vietnam, Taiwan, wherever, Japan,
Yep.
you're going to be fine. But I mean, look, almost every component probably in IT touches China at some form
Sure.
or fashion because of the cost. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's going to be
Some security products don't. Some are made actually in other countries exclusively.
right.
And I don't know if that was on purpose. It probably was, right? To avoid Chinese. They get semiconductors from Taiwan, right? Which is,
Well,
kind of a
they
separate
do
entity.
80%.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
But I
big.
mean, I'm just saying that not everything, but yeah, I think a good number of them will be affected by this to some degree. And whether they want to panic and raise prices and then not give it back, we'll see. Others have said we're going to hold steadfast with.
And that's the right thing to do right now. Like a buddy of mine told me that he was talking to a guy who is a small distributor, imports wine and
Yep.
spirits from, whatever, in
Sure.
Europe or wherever. This is before the tariffs got put on hold.
Yep.
And the guy's like, no, actually, I'm going to eat all the tariff. He actually lowered the cost.
Mm.
So it also shows how much,
Yeah.
or countries have maybe been fucking us over.
Sure.
Other companies that we've been importing have been inflating costs anyway.
Mm.
But again, does it ever result back to the consumer? I hate to say it. I mean, I'm in the ingredient business. I know what things cost. There's a lot of things actually cost lower in now than 2019, and those prices have not dropped.
Yep.
There's greedy companies out there.
Yep.
All right. Well, what else, Ted? I threw out a couple different things because we don't have to do the questions. We can do these. So, what's your go-to meal you make? Like, if you're like, you got not like all the time in the world, but something.
Sure.
What do you make?
Well, I love to grill, right? Anything outside. And I'm not that guy who grills only in grilling season. I grill in the fucking snow, the rain, I'm out there with an umbrella. It doesn't matter to me, right? I love me some grilled food. So kind of my two favorites to go-tos would be anything Mexican, right? Whether it's tacos,
love
fajitas,
Mexican, yep. Make good
quesadillas, guac, right? The whole 9 yards. And we do it right. I mean, with that new rice maker I got, we talked about a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
That certainly helps too. But yeah, I would say anything in that genre, right, of Mexican food. And lately we've been getting a lot of Greek food, flatbreads and kebabs.
Kebabs are so good.
Yeah, Greek salads and a lot of anything with kind of grilled vegetables in it. Chris is really into zucchini and I also like to do what's in season, right? So I mean, right now we're coming out of winter where some of the harder vegetables, we're more plentiful. Now we're going to get, as the summer goes through, we're going to be tomato season. We're going to do a lot of stuff with tomatoes and some of the other, things that are more plentiful. Asparagus is good now,
Man, that makes you pee though.
it does.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
But I mean, basically anything, anything on the grill. Now, if I don't have a lot of time,
Yeah, that's what
and I'm really pressed for time, any kind of pasta with pesto. That's the
Easy.
simplest thing.
So easy.
Yeah, make some pesto. I mean, you can make it ahead of time if you want. I do regularly, but if you have a jar in your cabinet, right, and you can boil pasta, and you can, toast up some bread.
Oh yeah.
You got a meal. That's.
And you can make a quick salad.
And you can make a quick salad,
Yep.
a caprese salad out of that. I mean, you could do that in 30 minutes and eat like a fucking king, right? So we do a lot of.
That's good.
I just had it this week. Some gnocchi and pesto.
So we had. She didn't make it.
It's the way to go.
We had the cauliflower gnocchi.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't bad.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not but quick. She quickly made it. Whatever.
Yep.
It is. I mean, I like to grill too, but I just like doing either something easy with shrimp, boil it,
Oh yeah.
or saute it, throw it with some pasta, or just have I mean, we eat shrimp left and right.
Sure.
Throw in either do the sticky rice, white rice,
Yep.
or just make baked potatoes, or just cut them up and put them in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Like
No, and you're spot on. And you said it earlier. The Costco bags. So I buy the big bags. I think there's 5 pounds or more.
there's bigger
And
ones.
with the heads on them, right?
Yeah.
The prawns, right?
Yeah.
So I've been doing. What's great about those is that you keep the bag in the freezer and you can take
I'll
out
take as much as you want.
8, 10,
Yep.
12. How many people are eating tonight, right? 2? Okay.
Yep.
We get, 8 apiece, right? Take out 16 and do them, right? So we'll do them and wherever I'm doing with them, whether it's, like you said, I'm always going to make a stock dough out of the heads, right? Out of the shells. Don't waste shells. Make you a little fish stock, right? I've got cut container after container after container in my freezer right now. I don't waste anything. You know that, right? So
No, I know.
the shells, the heads, everything goes in. Make a little fish stock out of it, and we use it maybe some Asian like some bowls.
Oh yeah.
So Asian's probably another one. I do a lot of that as well, like stir fries, like ramen stuff at home. Where you got the egg in it, and you got some protein in it.
So I'll do that. I'll
Yeah.
do the shrimp, egg, throw
Oh yeah.
we just buy the sticky rice that you can buy from Costco.
Yep.
Heat it up, make your own bowl, put
Yeah.
mushrooms in there.
Yeah.
Put soy sauce or whatever.
You're the
We're ready to go.
You're the shroom king.
Oh, we love shrimp. Well,
Yeah.
I do, and my daughter does. My wife
Yeah.
tolerates them.
But
She likes them.
that's nice because you get protein out of those shrimp real quick and real easy. You don't have to defrost anything.
And you're not like freaking out.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not a
oh, I got
Yeah.
this. Let's go. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, like, place to eat. Where do you like to eat? Like, if you're going, like, you go out. I know you go out a lot for work, but like you
Sure.
and your wife, like, hey, we're going out to eat Friday night.
Right. Well, so like if we had better places around here, we'd go for fish probably 3 times a week, right? So we were on vacation in North Carolina. We had fish 3 out of 4 nights.
Yeah.
Right. She had 4 out of 4 nights, in fact. No, we had barbecue one night.
Yeah.
We didn't have that nice. Anyways, she had 3 out of 4 nights, and I had it 2 out of 4 nights. So the go-to around here is sushi for us, right? I think it's like sometimes we sit there, well, what do you want to eat tonight? Well, we could do this, we could do that. Let's get sushi. So for us, there's a good sushi place up the street. We go there all the time.
Yep.
Atami, right?
Solid.
There's several in the area, and if we're gonna go out, kind of for a
almost as many as Mexican joints.
yes. Now I would pick Mexican every single time, and I mean that. She knows that too. Like, and when she's not as into that as I am, obviously she'll go because she likes margaritas too. But
Well, McGay's has got.
yeah, when she says, "What do you want to do tonight?" my immediate answer is Mexican. And if she says, "Oh, I don't want that,"
So
with sushi.
we go to Mexican every week for pickleball almost.
Yeah.
So we like McGay's. They got good specials, but I like chips. I don't like the chips.
Yeah, La Feria is still the best.
They still got really good chips, and their cheese dips very good.
Yeah.
Food, I think otherwise the food most places they'll taste the same.
I don't know. Step above.
I don't know. Their fajita special at McGay's.
Yeah.
Is
They give you so much food over there.
yeah.
It's great.
I know. I mean, it's 2 meals, or lose my sweat.
No doubt.
You're just getting a meal for $10.
They're good people over there, and the drink specials are good. So yeah, no,
Oh, they get you. You can get Miller Lite for $2-3, or what Modelo, fucking 32 ounce.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All right, yeah. So I think we're gonna add a food segment every week.
I think we should.
I like
Yeah.
that. Kind of it broaden out our.
Maybe we just bring up like a topic every week. Say, hey, what's your favorite this place?
Yeah.
Like steak place. Like if you're going out for steak, you probably eat more steaks than I do. I love making steaks, but
I love making.
we don't have the money. We don't have the money for it these days.
I love making steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I trust me. I would if we could, but we do a lot more chicken and a lot more shrimp.
But yeah, I think it'd be fun. We'll figure out how we incorporate it, but let's broaden a little bit. I know we love talking sports. We're gonna get a little bit more broad.
You know me. I'll talk food.
I mean, that's your favorite thing.
That's my thing. So yeah,
I like going out to eat. So
yeah,
and I've been lucky and blessed. I've been to a lot of fantastic restaurants in this town. So, but all right, we're gonna wrap it up. A little long, but you know what? It was excellent this week. What do we do, Ted?
We drink,
we snack,
and we repeat.
See you next week.
Adios.